Hey everyone, I'm Stacy, the 911 Stitcher. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch and crafting. Today is Wednesday, November 6, 2024. This is video number 127. Welcome back everybody. I know it's been several weeks since I've done a YouTube video, and I told you in my last video I was going to be gone for almost a month. Well, three weeks. And then I had some things going on, which I'll tell you about in just a little bit. But it is so good to see you guys again. Thank you for joining me, and a big hello to all of you that have returned. And new subscribers, thanks so much you guys. This video today is about cross stitch, but I'm also going to show a finish that I did, English paper piecing, the hexagons where you sew them together, and I'll explain it in a few minutes. So I'm going to show you things I've been working on with cross stitch. I'm going to show you some things that I got at a couple different retreats. I have so much stuff everywhere that I don't think I have everything, so it's probably going to be more in my next video as to what I got on my trip and some pictures and stuff. But I am going to show new releases, cross stitch designs at the end, just a few. I have giveaway winners from the last video. I'll announce those a little bit later. Got some giveaways going on for this video thanks to Wanda from Pinky Promises store. We've got some project bags, and I'll show you some pictures at the end of the video if you're interested to see what my track looked like. I've told you in previous videos that my Halloween, my neighborhood for Halloween is crazy. And this last week was one of the craziest Halloweens I have ever had. If you want to see photos and videos, stay tuned to the very end of the video. I'm also going to include a few pictures from Max's Halloween day. He dressed up, and so did Deuce. So let's just get started. I have lots of people. Oh, and if I didn't already say, this video is about cross stitch. My videos are always about cross stitching, anything with fabric like sewing and yarn. I love yarn like crochet, but today I'm going to primarily talk about cross stitching. So in comments in the last few videos, I've noticed that there's been several people, and I've tried to write back to most of you, and a lot of you have asked about my YouTube name, 911 Stitcher. Now, I know a lot of you out there believe that I was a 911 dispatcher. Well, I was, but that wasn't what I did for my whole career. I did that towards the end after a very, very horrible injury on duty. So 911, for those of you international, you may not be familiar with it. That is our emergency line here in the United States. And I believe in Canada, if you go to any phone and dial 911, that is your emergency services, police and fire. Well, that's what I did for 27 years. I was with the 3 different police departments, and I started as a detention officer in the jail. I was there for 9 years and saw the worst of the worst. It was a very, very large city. We contracted with other cities, so they all brought their inmates in. And it was an experience, I'll tell you, but I did learn a lot, and it prepared me for my career as a police officer. Then I joined Los Angeles Police Department. I was with them for 5 years, and I got hurt during training. I got hurt pretty severely, and I've had, as you guys, if you're new to my channel, I've had lots and lots of surgeries on my leg because of the accident. Even though it was many years ago, I'm still paying for it. So that's what, then after that, because I couldn't go back to the jail because I couldn't protect myself, I was in kind of bad shape with my leg, and keeping this short, I had to go to communications. I went to dispatch, which I wasn't real thrilled about, to tell you the truth, because I trained my whole life to be a police officer, and it was a great job though. It really was. I helped a lot of people, but that is my last job that I did. So a lot of you have thought, oh, 911, she must have been a dispatcher. Well, I was, but I was also a whole bunch of other things. So okay, so what else has been going on in my life? You guys remember in the last video, October 1st, I was leaving for North Carolina. I was going to 2 different cross-stitch retreats, but most of all, and more importantly, I was going back to see my good friends, Michelle and Beth, and many others. Now, I had so much fun, and I'll go into that in just a few minutes, but during that time, you guys know I'm a huge Yankees fan. I'm a huge baseball fan. The Yankees were there for me, and I won't go into detail with that, but in my mind, they were there for me while I got through, oh gosh, back to back reconstruction surgeries. And I laid in bed with my leg in a machine for a long time. I was in bed for months. I mean, it felt like it was about 6 months before I finally was able to get my reconstruction going. And I had to lay in bed and keep my leg moving. And a problem with the artery. Anyway, long story short, the Yankees and the Dodgers got me through it. So Yankees came on at 4 and Dodgers came on later, and they got me through that. And they're both both teams are very important to me, but the Yankees even more so. And we made it to the World Series. So I got my shirt, but we lost. It's okay. I love my Yankees. Many other teams didn't make it, but mine did. And even though they lost to the Los Angeles Dodgers, when I knew both of those teams, because like I said, they both mean a lot to me because they were there for me while I laid in bed all the time. And they're very close to my heart. Both teams playing together meant a lot. So that was a huge thing for me. And it was sure a lot of fun. Okay, what else is going on? What else has been happening in my life? I got a new sewing machine. I'm so excited. I had a very, very basic Brother sewing machine that had nothing, no bells and whistles. It was so beginner friendly that it had nothing of things that could help me to maybe sew a little easier. So I decided to upgrade my Brother, and I got the BQ 1350. It has things that I've never had before, even so much as a button that cuts your thread. And you sewers out there are probably shaking your head going, oh my gosh, she's all excited about a button. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. The button has been, so many buttons have been so helpful to me. I'm having fun sewing. So stay tuned because I'm going to show you just a couple of things that I did start. And another cross stitch retreat mat. I'm going to show you mine in a few minutes. Okay, let's talk about cross stitch. October 1st, I got on a plane and I flew to North Carolina. Michelle McGraw, you guys know her videos made by Michelle McGraw, picked me up. We are very good friends and we talk every day, sometimes 10 times a day, sometimes more. She's one of my very dear friends. Michelle picked me up from the airport in Charlotte and we took off the very next day for Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach is where Barefoot Needleart, it is a shop in Surfside Beach, South Carolina. So Michelle and I drove from North Carolina to South Carolina the very next day once I got settled. Now, Barefoot Needleart is a fantastic cross-stitch store. If you get the chance to be in South Carolina, it is worth the drive. They have beautiful hand-dyed fabric that they do themselves, but they also sell other fabrics like Atomic Ranch. I've seen Picture This Plus. I've seen all kinds of other, lots of threads. They have Cottage Garden threads. They've got DMC. They've got everything chart you can ask for. Stop by their shop. It's a fantastic shop and it's a fantastic retreat. I did get into February's retreat, so I will be going back to South Carolina again in February. So let's talk about it. When I got there, it is a new hotel. The last hotel that we had the retreats at, this is like my 3rd or 4th retreat with Barefoot. It is in a new hotel now, which is on the ocean. And when I say on the ocean, you can look out your window and the ocean is right there. While I'm talking, I'm going to include some pictures. So first of all, absolutely the first picture I had to take was with Michelle. It's a tradition. Before we get on the road, we snap a picture, and I'm going to post these pictures while I'm talking. So while I talk about the retreat, I'll also include some pictures and videos of the retreat so you can see that it is on the water. You can see it's a beautiful ballroom that they held it in. The other thing I got to, that was just so much fun, I got to meet Amy. Amy is another friend of mine that I have met through YouTubing, and her channel is Amy Loves Toads. We have talked many times before through Messenger and through, we've talked before, and it was so fun to finally get to meet her in person. So I was very happy to meet Amy. I also got to spend lots of time with my friend Beth. Beth is a Flosstuber as well. Her channel is Red Cross Stitcher. And check out Beth's channel as well. Beth also, and I'll talk about this in a few minutes, helped me put the binding on the mat that I've been working on in the past few videos. Now, another thing I want to mention, I cannot stress enough how much it meant to me to meet you guys, to meet you that watch my videos and that write to me and comment on my videos and spend time with me watching my YouTube videos. Those of you that approached me at the retreat and introduced yourselves, there's no words of thanks that I can give you enough of. Thank you so much. It meant a lot to me to meet you guys. I met so many of you. I met Sue. I'm going to tell you about Heidi and her Etsy shop. I met so many wonderful, wonderful people and new friends. You guys know you're my friends, and I will always try and write you back when you write to me. You know, sometimes emails and stuff, I don't always get them. So if you've written to me in the past, write to me again, and I'd be more than happy to try and answer your questions. Okay, so you got to see pictures while I was talking. You got to see pictures of the hotel room. I'm also going to include pictures of the brag table. The brag table, if you've never been to a retreat, people bring their finished items or even almost finished items, and they put them on a table, and we all get to walk by the table and see what everybody's been working on. It's called the brag table. I actually got some really good footage of it, and I will show you now. I'm self-conscious about what I say. She's yeah, that that's more. So I just So as you can see, there are some absolutely fantastic pieces that people are working on. Beautiful things. Also, before I forget, I'm getting my videos mixed up in my head. I'm also going to show you the inside of Barefoot Needleart. They had some new models, and I'll show you a few of those here as well. Okay, one other thing I wanted to mention, there was a pop-up shop at the retreat, and I want to tell you about Heidi's Etsy shop. It is called the Cottage Cat Designs. She makes the greatest floss tags, which I'm going to show more of in a few minutes. But she makes tags that you can actually put your threads on. You hang your threads down when you're working on a project. She also makes some really fantastic thread conditioner, which you can put just a little bit of. If you've got some scraggly threads, I like to put them on my threads, but I also like to, and here's the top of it. This one happens to be brown sugar and fig, my favorite smell. I never thought this could smell so good. When I have a dry patch, if I'm working with silk, sometimes some of my fingers run dry. I just run my finger along this like that and just kind of put it on my dry patch, and it really helps me with the silks. So I want to tell you about Heidi's shop. Again, it's called the Cottage Cat Designs. When you search on Etsy, you're going to put it all together as one word, the Cottage Cat Designs. She's also on Instagram. And if you want to check out her YouTube, she is the Potty Mouth Stitcher. I love that name, Potty Mouth. Potty Mouth Stitcher. So check out Heidi and her Etsy shop. I will show you more of her tags a little bit later when I show some stash. Okay, so after the retreat, Michelle and I drove back to North Carolina, and we ended up, it was the Thursday after the retreat that when we got back, we had a stitch meetup. In previous videos, I've mentioned North Carolina Stitchers. If you are in the area of Concord, Charlotte, Locust, Midland, let Michelle know, Michelle McGraw, or let Beth know, the Red Cross Stitcher. They're both on Instagram. They both have the message feature, so you could send them a message if you're interested in a stitching meetup in North Carolina. So Thursday, I got to participate. I was so thrilled that I got to spend time with my friends. I got to meet some other fantastic stitchers while I was there. It is held at a Presbyterian church in Locust, and they have a beautiful room. There's a full kitchen. There's plenty of tables, lots of room for people to go and stitch. So I got to participate. I've been there before. It was in a different location at a library. So we spent the day on Thursday stitching, and Beth helped me remember how to put binding on a mat. Now, you guys know in previous videos, I've been working on my hexagon mat. This is where English paper piecing part of my video comes into play. It's a finish. I finished it, you guys. You remember how many times you've seen it? Let me, where's my mat? Okay, this will help you see it a little bit better. It is done. The binding is what we worked on at the stitch meetup. We had sewing during the day, we had cross stitch, we had a lot of fun. I'm gonna show it up close so you can see the features, all the spider webs and the creepy ladies. See the creepy lady here, another one here, spider webs, a raven, and skulls. I wanted a creepy, spooky mat for my next retreat that I went to, which I'll tell you about in a little bit. But it's done. I'm thrilled. And here's the backing fabric. The backing fabric is all one piece. I quilted it before I left for North Carolina, and Beth helped me put the binding on. So here's my finish for this video. I'm so thrilled. You guys remember all the times I was piecing these hexagons, English paper piecing. Yes, I will do a video. I know a lot of you have asked me to do a video explaining what I do to put these hexagons together. How do you get them ready? How do you attach them? What do I use for thread? I'll tell you all about it in another video. So that is my finish. The English paper pieced mat for my retreat is done. Very happy with that, very proud of it. And it was so much fun to put these all together. I just love all the features. Just a lot of fun. Okay, the next thing I did after that, I had a sewing day at Beth's house. And Beth was so kind, and I told her that I wanted to learn how to make a project bag. So now that I have a new sewing machine, I can put together 2.5-inch squares and make another mat. That's my goal, is to make another mat, just like you saw, for February. The February retreat, I wanted a Valentine's Day mat. So I'm getting started, and here are my pieces. They're not stitched together yet, but this is an idea of what it will look like. This is what it looks like now, and I'll show you later on my progress once I get it stitched together and quilted. Now, a lot of you are thinking, okay, wait, cross-stitch retreats, do you have to bring stuff? Do you have to bring a mat? Do you have to bring table gifts? No, you don't have to bring anything. In fact, I've been to many, many retreats and I never had a mat. I just decided to try and make one, and just wing it and try and make one, and I did. So when you go to a retreat, the most important thing is to just go and have fun. That is honestly, I'm telling you the truth, the biggest thing that you go to a cross-stitch retreat for is to have fun. Retreats are usually Thursday through Sunday or Thursday through Saturday. And you go, you stitch with friends, and you could ask questions on how to do things if you're not familiar. It is so much fun. So what do you have to bring to a retreat? We'll talk about that in another video. Basically, yourself, maybe a project to stitch on, and have fun. But I had been seeing all these people with all their mats and stuff. So I started thinking, I want to see your mats. I want to see what kind of mats you guys have made. If you have been to a retreat, or if you've made a little mat like I just showed you, send me an email with a picture and I'll feature it in my next video. I want to know the size also. Let me know your size. A friend told me don't make it any bigger than 15 inches. This one happens to be 13 inches around. You don't want it too big because you don't want to encroach in someone else's space with your big old mat. So send me a picture through email and I will feature some. If you guys send me pictures, I'll feature a few of them in my next video. Let me know the size. Okay, so after the sewing day with Beth and Michelle was there too, along with other friends, we went to, no, I was at Beth's house. I take that back. It was me, Michelle, and Beth, and she's showing me how to make a project bag. Did I already show this? I don't think I did. Let me show you here. This is the project bag I'm making. Now it's incomplete. I'm going to finish it back in next February when I go back. I'm going to spend another week out there, and hopefully Beth and I can get back together so she can show me how to do the zipper and she can show me how to put the inside lining in. But that's the mat that I made while I was with Beth at her house. It was so much fun. We had a blast. Okay, after that, it was time for the Queen City retreat. That was the one in Charlotte. Actually, it was more closer to Matthews. And we had a retreat with a designer. This designer guest was Autumn Lane Stitchery. So we got to meet Cassandra and we met Erin, and it was a lot of fun. We had a blast. Now, did I take an Autumn Lane Stitchery project with me to work on? No, I had it setting out. First, I wasn't going to take it because I thought, oh, everybody's going to have the same. I'll just bring other stuff to work on. Then I put it out because I thought, no, I need to bring it. I'm going to go to an Autumn Lane Stitchery. They're the guest designer. I should bring one. And I forgot it. So Autumn Lane Stitchery was a blast. I got to meet a friend that I have talked to through messages and stuff, Kenny. He has a YouTube channel called Kenny Stitches. I was so thrilled to meet Kenny. He's everything just like his videos. He's kind, he's got a big heart, and I loved Kenny. The minute I met him, I knew he's a good friend. So it was a pleasure to meet Kenny. And again, I do want to stress how much fun it was to meet all of you that came up to my table and said hello. Thank you guys so much. You gave me such wonderful, you gave me such a wonderful feeling when you come up to me and talk to me and you tell me how much you love the videos. I appreciate that. It makes me want to continue doing videos. So meeting you guys, fantastic. I just loved it. Thank you again so much.
What were you saying?
Look at the difference between the two patterns.
Okay, let me see.
This game isn't about Autumn Lane Stitcher. So we're doing this one while he's out there talking to climbing wearers. Okay. So this is how this is going to work. This bag has a bunch of stitchy items in it. It's got 10 stitchy items for listed on your price row sheet. Please make sure you put your first and last name on this sheet so that we know who you are. I'm going to show each of these items one at a time here. Because you know I would like to know that. So colored cotton, it's an odd sock, so it's one of their like not quite a certain color fabrics. So 1/8 of a yard, colored cotton. Keep it super, like I felt like they were kind of loose for me. I didn't feel like it kept it that tight. But I like how light they are.
That's okay.
Next is some Brandon Company scissors, embroidery scissors. They're really cute. Got little hearts, little orange handles. How did you guys like the scissors in your... That was like Maggie, like before we even announced this, she was like, we're doing Autumn Lane, and there's these pumpkin scissors, and we have to have them. I kind of think we invited Autumn Lane so Maggie could order those scissors. Oh, this is a good one. Mill Hill Kid.
Okay, so next I wanted to feature, changing subjects here, I wanted to feature a couple of things out of my stitching group. I have a Facebook group, Stitching 911. Now this group is closed. The only way to get in is to email me. So the reason I do that is to prevent spam. There's been a lot of spammers out there in Facebook groups. We all know them. We all know about them. And they pop up every now and then. So my safety net is to have you email me first, or I have another idea. If you send the request through Facebook, there's 2 questions. It says, what's your favorite designer? Some of your favorite designers. And if you don't know their names, you can just say Autumn Lane Stitchery or Hands Across the Sea. Whatever you like to stitch, tell me on your question. And then tell me you watched my video. That's going to tell me. And that way I'll know you're a real person and not a spam bot or something, you know, whatever they are. Anyway, okay, let's talk about a couple finishes that were in my group. I do want to start highlighting people that have made posts in my Stitching 911 Facebook group, and I want to highlight their finishes. I'm only going to pick a couple. I have had so many fantastic finishes, but I want to show Josh's. My friend Josh made a parasol, an umbrella. I think he said it's crochet. You got to check this out. Look at this picture of this gorgeous umbrella. So he said he made it for his friend Leslie. I believe it's the same Leslie that owns Under the Sea Fabrics. She went to a Renaissance fair and brought the parasol with her. Is that just the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen? I had to show you guys. Now, a lot of you might ask, okay, well, what was the name of the pattern? He said it was on Ravelry, which we all know is an app for knitting and crochet. Ravelry. And it was called Skelly-Go-Round with Skulls of Plenty. Now, I'm going to show the picture again because take a look at it. There are skull faces in it. See the little skulls going around the umbrella? That is just genius. That is gorgeous. And I asked Josh, he said he'll never make another one. He said it was so much work. And he doesn't sell, he's not going to sell any more of those. So anyway, she's a lucky girl. Leslie is a lucky girl because that is phenomenal. Just one of the prettiest things I've ever seen. So anyway, the pattern, Skelly-Go-Round with Skulls of Plenty by Wanamaker. I'll put the information down below. Okay, the next thing I want to show is a finish in my group from Kathy. Now, I asked Kathy if I could use her picture, but I didn't hear back from her by the time I recorded the video. So I'm going to show it on my iPad instead. Kathy did a finish using, let's see what she says. She said it's 18 count Aida, fiber on a whim is the fabric, color is cafe au lait, thread is sulky, color 1169, and the sulky is 12 weight. Check out Kathy's finish. This is by Historische Stickmuster, and it is phenomenal. Absolutely beautiful, stunning design. If you want more information on the name, I forgot to write the name down. I just can't even. That's so beautiful. Kathy, you did an amazing job. And I just can't even say enough good things about how gorgeous that finish was. It really blew me away. Okay, the next one I want to highlight in my group was done by Josie, Mini Rainbow Dragon by Artisy. And let's see if she showed the thread count. There's 89 colors. Doesn't show what the thread count is, but Mini Dragon is phenomenal. Absolutely a work of art. Josie did an amazing job, and I wanted to highlight her finish because that is stunning. That is just beautiful. And again, this is by Artisy. That's the designer. And 89 colors. Can you believe that? Just phenomenal. I just can't say enough about it. So see, we have a lot of fun in Stitching 911. I love that they share things like that with me. But anyway, check out, if you're interested in joining again, just comment in your Facebook request or send me an email. Let's talk about some things that I kitted up. What did I kit up? Have you seen the new release by Al Forrest called Black Roses? I'm going to show you a picture of it here. Phenomenal. I'm going to show you, I kitted it up with some pretty thread and fabric from Be Stitch Me, but I think I forgot to bring it in. Yes, I did. I'll show that on my next video. I'll make a note. Anyway, I wanted to show that new release by Al Forrest because I bought it. It is so beautiful. I'll show you my fabric that I think I'm going to order. I have a small piece of it. It's not big enough. And then I'll show you the thread by Stitchy Stuff CO on Etsy. Okay, next, Witch's Hollow. This came out as a PDF by Autumn Lane Stitchery. I'll show you a picture here. And this is another one from Be Stitch Me that I need to order. The fabric actually came in. I don't think I have it here. If I do, I'll show you later in stash. So those are two that I have kitted up. Okay, new starts. While I was at the retreat, what did I start? I'm starting to make a new mat. Now, one mat is going to be Christmas themed, and these are my new hexagons for Christmas. They're just adorable. So I'm working on another English paper pieced mat for a Christmas mat. Okay, more new starts. While I was at the retreat, we all talked about doing a stitch along. We are all doing Ducks in the Orchard by A Gardener's Needle. Now, people have asked me on Instagram, where did you get that chart? It's gorgeous. That is just so pretty. I love the ducks. I mean, I love everything about this. I'm going to show it up close so you can see the, let's see if I can make it clear up a little bit. I think they look like windmills. Don't they look like windmills? I don't have the best light. I'm filming this in the evening. But anyway, Ducks in the Orchard is available through Barefoot Needleart. If you call them, they can actually absolutely hook you up with this chart. I decided to go dark. I wanted to go darker than the fabric. This is kind of a purpley kind of fabric. It's very beautiful. But while I was at Barefoot Needleart, I thought, you know what? I'm going to do that dark so that these windmill looking borders and the ducks really stand out. So I went a little bit darker. And here's my start. I'm having trouble with my arm. I'm going back in for surgery. I'll tell you guys about that later, but it's on the 25th of this month. But anyway, that's my start so far. And this fabric is 32 count Shipwreck by Barefoot Needleart. That is going to be fantastic. I think it is so, so pretty. And we'll see the more progress that I get. I worked on this at the retreat. I'll get more progress and we'll see how it looks with this fabric. So that is one start that I got done. I'm using DMC, and again, this is called Shipwreck. Let me see if I can show you more of it. Oh my gosh, my arm. That is just a gorgeous, gorgeous fabric. There's a little bit of brown, which I love, and it's just so pretty. So that's my new start. And Michelle is doing it, Beth is doing it, a whole bunch of people are doing it. It's going to be so much fun. Okay, the next thing that I'm out of order here, so I might be, oh, I forgot to tell you. So the Ducks in the Orchard, let me pull it back up. This thread, I'm using DMC except for one thread, which is the beautiful variegated thread on that, the X. But I only was able to buy one, and because I'm using two threads, I wanted to go ahead and get more thread. It's called Printep, that's the color, and it's by Cottage Garden Threads. This is the first time that I'm using these threads. I've never used these before. So they only had one. So I ended up ordering some more thread, and I got them right away from the Stitching Corner crosstitchingcrafting.com. So if you happen to be online and you're searching for cross stitch stuff and you see the stitching corner, thumbs up. They're awesome. I had never heard of them before, but I took a chance because that color was kind of hard to find. Anyway, can't say enough good things about the stitchingcorner.com. Okay, my next new start is called Halloween Sampler by Crochet A Go-Go. And I want to mention the floss tags that I have with my project. Those are also from Heidi, the Cottage Cat Designs on Etsy that I mentioned a few minutes ago. So first of all, let me show you the picture here. This is Halloween Sampler by Crochet A Go-Go. I started that while I was at the Barefoot retreat, and it was so much fun. Michelle and I started it together. Now, before I show you my progress, let me show you these fantastic thread drops. And this is what I do, is I put my thread on here. There's an owl, some creepy mushrooms. I've got, some of these are duplicates. Let's see, skulls. Anyway, these are just beautiful floss tags, but I wanted to show you these because I had just talked about Heidi a few minutes ago. And, oh, this cat, the cat, look at him. He's beautiful. Anyway, here's my progress on Halloween Sampler. This is on 32 count and it's an unknown fabric. I do not know what this fabric is, but it's beautiful. It really looks a lot like Hemingway. I think that's needle and flax. Anyway, isn't that fabric beautiful? So there's my progress. I'll show it up close. I'm going to show it because the lighting's a little bit always better on this side. So here's my progress, and I'll just kind of pull it back so you guys can see. This is so much fun. I really like it. But that is one good looking owl. Isn't he beautiful? So this is my progress on Halloween Sampler. Okay, my next project that I've been working on is Winter Walk by Max Pigeon. Now, remember the book that I bought recently off of Amazon? This is what it looks like. It's called Cross Stitch in the Forest by Max Pigeon. And here's the bear that I've been working on here. Now, I did change the fabric and I changed the snow. The snow is blue, like a very, very light blue at the bottom. And I am using Petit Point instead of doing all the little, I don't know if you can see it, all the little snowflakes. You'll see Petit Point is a polka dot and the snow's already done for me. So this is my progress on Winter, what's it called? Winter Walk, 32 count Petit Point. I got this fabric off 123 Stitch and I love it. It's DMC thread. And it's like a grayish color, so it's kind of a wintry color. He's beautiful. He's starting to look really good. So that's my progress on him. Okay, next. You guys asked for it, and I started it. Artisy, Noah's Ark. You know we're doing a stitch along. The Noah's Ark Sal, S-A-L, stitch along on Instagram. And I had mentioned this one, and you guys absolutely loved it. So I'm doing the Artisy Noah's Ark landscape. It's so pretty. And I really don't have much progress. This is actually maybe, a couple hundred stitches maybe. So I started in the very top left corner. As you can see, it's just nothing but blue. So you're not going to see much on that. But that's my progress. It's a lot of work for doing full coverage. Next, the other Noah's Ark one that I started. I'm hoping this printer is a good copy. This is 2x2 by Cooler Designs. Another Noah's Ark start. I started both of them. I couldn't help it. They were just so much fun. Now I started up here in the palm tree area, and I also got some of the arch done. And this is my progress. It is on 32 count antique lace by Seraphim. That's the fabric, and I'm using DMC thread. There's a lot of back stitching in this. I've completed the back stitch here so far. To me, it kind of looks pixelated and it kind of looks like nothing right now, but the more I add to it, I'm hoping that it kind of starts looking, a little more like something. It just kind of looks like a jumbled mess right now. Okay, my next project is December in the Netherlands. This is by Twin Peak Primitives, and this has been so much fun. It is almost done. I decided to grab a couple of projects that were older and work towards a finish. I did start some new things, of course, But I thought, you know what? These are some projects that I've had sitting for quite some time that are almost done, and it's time to start working on them and get it finished. So this is December in the Netherlands, and there's my progress. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my God, I love this so much. It's one of my favorites. It's my first Twin Peak primitives that I ever started. And this was back in like 2019. So I have a little bit more to go. It is like I think it's a little bit of a rectangle. So it's getting there. I did sub out some of the, I wanted it to be more of an icy blue instead of whatever they had picked. I subbed that color out. I may have subbed out the color of Santa's, yes, I did. I subbed out the color of Santa's coat and hat. I don't know what they are right now, but I can let you know later in the next video. But this is my progress so far. And I always start in the top left corner, but this is 32 count Alchemy by Picture This Plus fabric, and I'm using DMC. The blue is a color in cotton, and I don't have that right now. That's my only exception, is the blue that I subbed out. Okay, this is gonna be a finish the next time you see it. It is Nessie Mitchell, 1929 by Mama Loves You GB. And I mentioned before that I want to have a little dough bowl back here with my little pillows. And this is gonna be one of them. So this is Nessie Mitchell. The fabric is 56 count. So these are very tiny, tiny stitches. And I mean tiny. I've got 2 more motifs, and then I just got to put Nessie Mitchell's name, and I'll be done. I finally finished that heavy border. And the name's going to go right underneath the AEIOU. This is going to be fun. I'm going to make it into a little pillow, but that is my progress so far. 56 count. People have asked me what kind of needle I use. I just use a regular 28 needle. You can use a 26 size. But I prefer the shorter needles, the 28s. This is on Dirty Teacup is the name of the fabric. And that is by, who is that by? I can't even think right now. It's by Needle and Flax, I believe. But anyway, Dirty Teacup is beautiful. It's one of my favorite fabrics. And the thread is Victoria Clayton Silk. Black. Okay, my next project that I've been working on is Teresa Kogut, Heaven and Nature. I brought this with me on the trip. It is just such a beautiful sampler. Heaven and Nature, such a pretty song and project. So I am working on 32 count Dusty Road by Seraphim Fabrics. I got the angel done, and I turned the corner over here at the retreat. 32 count Dusty Road is the fabric, and I'm using DMC. Isn't DMC beautiful? I just love DMC. I'm going to show it up close in pieces because the lighting again is better on one side of the camera. But I love the animals, the angels. That raccoon is something else. He's so pretty. And this is my progress. Isn't that just beautiful? So I'm going to keep working on that. I know when I show it up close, it's a little bit too dark, but you get the idea. It's beautiful. And the fabric, Dusty Road, is one of my favorite Seraphim fabrics. What a blast this has been. I'm going to continue working down the border and then start some motifs below the pot, the potted plant, and the raccoon and stuff. Okay, the next one I worked on is called Eva Rosenstand, Clara Weaver. And this is what the picture looks like. It's all in black and a little bit of orange. If you take a look around the border, look at the little bits of orange around the border. See those little circles? And then you've got the heart, and everything else is black. Everything. It is a project I started when I returned to cross stitch, and I didn't know you could sub out the fabric. This is a kit. It arrived as a kit. There's the name. Let me show it the name up close so you guys can see it. But anyway, is that something else that is just gorgeous? And I worked on that at the retreat. And this is my progress. So, oh geez. So this is, from what I could figure out, 25 count Zweigart, and it's a DMC thread, and it is stiff. Now, the more I worked with it, it's softened up a little bit, but I'm not kidding you. This thread, this fabric, like, it doesn't even wrinkle that much because it's so stiff. But anyway, that's my progress. And it really is something else. It is such a beautiful, can you imagine what that's going to look like on my wall? Just gorgeous. And I can't wait to start the heart in the middle, the orange heart. All the people climbing up it's just climbing up the hill. It's just gorgeous. Every time I look at it, I see something different. Really pretty. We'll talk about this more in my next video. Okay, last but not least, we are almost finished with Tonight We Ride. This is the one I meant to take with me and I forgot it. It's by Autumn Lane Stitchery. I am almost done. It is so phenomenal. Now this is a 32 count color and cotton. It's called Pumpkin Pickin', if I'm not mistaken. I'm using DMC thread, and this is my progress. Almost done. I'm having trouble holding things up because my arm is hurting me so much. And I love it. I just can't even, the more I look at this, the more I love it, and I can't wait to have it framed and hanging on my wall. Autumn Lane Stitchery, it is 32 count. I always use 2 threads when I stitch on 32 count, and it's just beautiful. It's just such a beautiful design. Okay, I am going to have to, because this video is getting a little bit longer, I'm going to have to divide my stash into the next video, and I'll show a few things that I got while I was at the retreats in this video as well. But before we go any further, let's announce the giveaway winners. Last video, we had several charts. This video, we're going to have project bags. So last video, I'm going to go through them quickly. We had Ye Olde Crow. That was available for a giveaway. The winner is Teresa Petrick, 1995. So send me an email, Teresa. You're the winner of the Ye Olde Crow chart. The next one we had was Grimm's Haunt by Plum Street Sampler. And this one goes to Sandy Fortenberry, 8035. The next one is the Pine Mountain Kit. Spooky was your word, or number 3, and it goes to Debbie Sisk. Debbie Sisk, send me an email. You've got the little kit. Bobby G Designs, the winners. We have 2 of them of the Bobby G Designs Let's Go Trick-or-Treating chart. The winners are Penny Huffman, 2570, and Susan Sarte, 7885. You both won the chart. Send me an email. Next, the drawn thread. I bought 2 of these accidentally. And the winner of the drawn thread, this is called When Skeletons Dance. This goes to T. Jardina, TGR, and then Dina, T. Jardina. Send me an email. Last but not least, we had If the Pumpkin Fits. This is so cute. It's just a little chart, and this one goes to Sharon Allen, 1227. Send me an email, guys. I'm happy to send you these giveaways, and stay tuned because we're having more giveaways in this video as well. Okay, let's start with some things that I bought and some things that I won in a live Facebook group. I mentioned Sandra's Stitch Stash is my favorite Monday night thing to do. Sandra and Henry go and find all kinds of cross stitch. Some of it's gently used, some of it's brand new, and they find things and they do a sale live on Facebook. Some of the prices would knock your socks off. They are fantastic. So one of the things that I got was some magazines that were hard to find. One of them, I believe this might be, I don't remember if this was a British magazine, but anyway, I can't remember. Mary Hickmott's New Stitches. I had never heard of this magazine before, but I saw this and immediately thought of Michelle McGraw. She loves nativity, and I went ahead and bought this magazine. It was $1. $1. Can you believe that? And it's got some beautiful charts in here, but as soon as I saw that, I knew that she might want that. So I love the coloring on this. I think the robe that Joseph is wearing is just gorgeous. And I love everything about this. So I'm going to give this to Michelle since I did buy it for her. Next, I bought another magazine, same name, New Stitches. This is Diana, Princess of Wales. Now I'm going to darken up those roses a little bit because I like a red rose, but isn't that just gorgeous? How beautiful. Look at the Kensington Palace. Did I ever tell you the story of Kensington Palace? My husband and I went, and I was dying to go see where Prince William and Catherine lived. And of course, they don't live in the castle, they live, or the palace, they live in the apartments in the back. Well, we made a right-hand turn when you're supposed to make a left. Anyway, we're walking down this long road, and sure enough, I saw the cars. I saw, if you guys remember Lupo, their dog, I saw Lupo running around. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I think we're back where we're not supposed to be. But I did get to see where they lived, and I got to see Lupo running around. Anyway, I thought that was just beautiful. So I got this for $1. And the last thing I got, which I'm not going to do it on a shirt, but I really loved this one. Ready to Scare. This was $1. And I love the Halloween designs. I'm going to do these on regular fabric. But I really like the candy corn. I thought that was fun. The witch was fun, and there's a few things back here. The glare is so bad. The little cemetery scene. I got this for like 50 cents or $1. So fun. The other thing I got from them, I believe this was from them, 28 count black Monaco. I'm almost positive this is from Sandra's Stitch Stash. This is a huge piece of black Monaco. It is 30 by 36, 28 count for $7. And I love this. I'm really feel like I scored because that's a lot of fabric in there. Okay, the next thing I got when I was in North Carolina, I wanted to start with the fabric, the Christmas fabric that I showed you earlier, and I needed more hexagons. These are what I use, and I'll show these again in another video, but these are really sturdy. You can see that they're good cardstock hexagons that you wrap your fabric around before you sew them together. And I ended up getting these off of, I wrote down the name of the shop. It's on Amazon. It's called Laser Thing. If I think about it, I'll put the link. Laser Thing Store. That's where I got my hexagons. Okay, here was the Queen City Retreat project bag. I got that. Is that gorgeous? This is exactly what I want to try and make myself, is a project bag. Like I showed you earlier. This is just beautiful. And I wish I could remember who made it. I'm going to leave the note to tell you the name of the girl. Maybe it's inside. Let me look. Who made the project bag? Sheba Designs. This is it here. Melissa in Canada. And her Etsy shop, Sheba, S-H-I-B-A Designs on Etsy. And she's also on Instagram. This is her name. That's who made this project bag. And I think it's just beautiful. And she put me a note. She said, "Thank you, Stacy. See you in October, Melissa." How sweet. Anyway, is this bag just not gorgeous? What a beautiful bag. And then she's got the bling on the side. Okay, let me talk about Heidi again. I am so thrilled with these floss tags that I bought for different projects. You know what? I forgot to show you the floss tags. I'll show you next time for the ducks in the orchard, the new start with the ducks and the ones that look like the windmill. I have it right here. I'll show you. So these came from Heidi's store. And these are just a few. So keep in mind, it's ducks in the orchard. My thread tags. Aren't those adorable? Oh my goodness. Here's another one. So cute. How appropriate. Look at the little duck. Here's another one. But these are from Heidi's store. Look at this one. Just adorable. So those are for that project. Okay, let me show you a few others that I bought. These are another Halloween. They're all different inside. I just don't have time to show you all of them, but they're all different. And the one thing I want to say is they're very sturdy. They don't bend that easy. Like, they bend, but they're not that. You know, they're very sturdy. Here's a cat. This is a better way to hold them so I don't see the glare. I got Easter. No, it's Christmas. It's a rabbit, but it's Christmas. The birds. If you want me to open these up, I can do a different video, but these are all different inside. The ghosts for Halloween, and then the Victorian Christmas. Aren't those beautiful? I love these. And then I got a whole bunch of soy waxers. These are waxers to condition your thread if they're a little bit too scraggly. I got brown sugar and fig, mango and coconut, and I got a bunch of brown sugar and fig. Here's a project bag I got from Barefoot Needleart. They make the bags there. This is one. This might be a giveaway. Stay tuned. That is just beautiful. And then the other one I got for myself is breast cancer awareness. And as you know, one of the owners of Barefoot Needleart Memory is dealing with breast cancer right now. So not only did I buy a shirt that looks like this, well, it says Barefoot Needleart on it, but I got a project bag as well. They have beautiful bags there. I'm not sure if they're online, but if so, take a look. These are a really good size bag. Really pretty. Here's a couple. You know what I forgot to mention? Another day that Beth, me, Michelle, and our friend Judy went down to a cross stitch shop called Stitchin' Kitten outside of Columbia, South Carolina. Stitchin' Kitten was fantastic. They are such nice people. And I got a couple of, I didn't get any pictures inside now that I think about it, but I got a couple more Santas. This is Arctic Santa. Leopard seal. Isn't he cute? Oh, if I can get the glare. There we go. Leopard seal. And then I got Southwest Santa. Desert Santa. We also visited a sewing store. And if I can think of it, I'll put the name of it here. It was really good. It was all fabric, you know, machine type of sewing. We visited that store on our way back from Stitchin' Kitten. So much fun. Here's a couple more floss tags that I got from Heidi's shop. Isn't he cute? These are great gifts. Such great gifts for if you're looking for a table gift. Floss tags are always a good gift. Michelle got me a spool. Now I cannot believe that she did this. This is so fantastic. Spools, I'll have to talk about these in another video. You can actually put some cross stitch as a finish around it. And then you've got a great display for cross stitch on a spool instead of framing everything. I'm always trying to give you guys better, you know, not better, but good ideas to what could you do with your cross stitch once you're finished with it. This is another just fantastic idea to display a cross stitch and make it. You'd have to make the cross stitch, you know, a good length on, you know, you'd have to kind of configure it. But anyway, Michelle bought me a spool. Here's a couple fabrics that I got from Barefoot Needleart. I got more of Shipwreck. This one had a little bit more brown in it. It came out with more brown. Gosh, oh, here's some more brown on the back. It is just so beautiful. So this is Shipwreck by Barefoot Needleart. And this is called, it is 32 count Bayou by Rogue Fabrics. And I got this at Barefoot also. Isn't that gorgeous? Rogue Stitching is the Rogue Fabrics Bayou. Gosh, that's gorgeous. It's so pretty. Okay, here's a few kits and charts that I got before I left on my trip. I finally found the Town Hardware Store by Mill Hill. I'm trying to collect the series. It's called Christmas Village. And that is the hardware shop by Mill Hill. Next, I also got Silver Creek Samplers Christmas Virtues. I got this from Barefoot. Aren't they cute? Hermie, look at him. If you guys know Hermie, that's my childhood right there. Rudolph, Frosty, Santa, and Hermie. So cute. Silver Creek Samplers. And then I also got Christmas Delivery by Stitches by Ethel. That's really pretty. Then I also got one of the house series, which I'm going to show the latest house series in a few minutes from Cottage Garden Samplings. This is called The Floating House I love that underwater scene. I think that is beautiful. You know what it reminds me of is Sleepless in Seattle, the movie with Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. Remember he had that house that was on, it had a deck or like a pier on it and they were walking down it. It reminded me of this. I don't know why, but I love that movie. Floating house. Next we have the post office. This is another one in the Christmas Village series. And this was kind of hard to find. The post office, so pretty. I got, oh, this was our cross stitch chart for the Barefoot Needleart retreat. Stitchy Pros called If Crabby. If Crabby, please return to the beach. Isn't that cute? That's available through Barefoot Needlearts. I don't know if they're selling it. I think they are. I don't know. Very cute. And then last but not least, I'll show you for today's video, Harvest Tiny Town, the popular Tiny Towns series. I don't have this one. Okay, one more bit of stash that I got, and it's going to be a new start. I know you guys are shaking your head, another new start. Heaven and Earth Designs, full coverage. It's a majorly big piece. It is called Sweet Tooth Candy Emporium. Okay, you guys know why. There's a German Shepherd. Right there, a German Shepherd. They're all looking into the candy shop. I'm going to show a better picture here because my printer doesn't show the colors as pretty. One more bit of stash that was available on Halloween on October 31st was a free chart from Heaven and Earth Designs called Whimsical Halloween. I don't know if it's still available. I'm not sure about that. It was only available, I think, that day. But I did print this out as a free chart. I'm not going to start it, but I thought that was a great, great chart. Really, really pretty. Okay, before we go, let's show a few new releases. Now, I showed Black Roses earlier by Al Forest Designs, but let's show the newest house in the series of fabulous houses by Cottage Garden Samplers, The Log Cabin. I really like this one. I'll probably get this one. The next one in the series, the next new release, Crocetta A Go-Go Nativity Collection 3. That's a new release. It just came out. Next, the Little Boot Stitch on Etsy. Again, if you search on Etsy, it's a little fumbly. You have to put it all together with no spaces. The Little Boot Stitch, The Magic of Santa. And Mama Loves You GB on Etsy. Birds of a Feather Circle Together. This is beautiful. I got to meet Michelle in the UK last September. She is so awesome. I just loved meeting her. Last but not least, Horrorville by Barbara Anna Designs. Okay guys, for this video, we have 3 giveaways by Wanda, Pinky Promises Designs. Now, you remember a couple, I would say at least 4 videos ago, it's been several months, we had the mushroom bag. I did not hear from the person. I've mentioned them a few times. I did not hear back from them. Your keyword mushroom, if you're interested in this project bag, you also get floss tags. And there's the tags right there with the mushrooms on them. This is awesome. This Etsy shop, Pinky Promises Store on Etsy, and it's Wanda. She's fantastic. She's so supportive of my channel. She loves giving you guys free stuff, free bags that she makes. These are quilted bags that are so sturdy and so phenomenal. So mushroom, giveaway number 1. Giveaway number 2 is that gorgeous. Your keyword, one word, sunflower. If you're interested in the sunflower bag, giveaway number 2 is the sunflower. Giveaway number 3, look at this guy. Oh my gosh, he's fantastic. You're gonna put Raven, R-A-V-E-N, Raven, if you're interested in this project bag. Now, as far as my giveaways, you guys know you have to be 18 years old because I'm gonna ask your address. And a big reminder, you have to put where you're from. Put, I am from Birmingham, Alabama. I am from Paris. Wherever you're from, tell me in your comment down below. I'm interested in bag number 3, the Raven bag. And I'm going to search it using the YouTube random comment picker. It can also figure out if you've put in for this more than once. It knows. and it will shuffle and pick a winner. That's how I pick my winners. So please only put in for it once. And do not forget, you have to tell me where you're from. And if you hear from George, George is a spammer. We all, if you watch my videos, I always talk about good old George. If he tells you you won a giveaway, ignore him. It's spam. I will only announce giveaway winners in my next video. Okay, just a few other little things. A couple things that I wanted to just talk about, which is probably going to make the video a little bit longer, is stay tuned for pictures at the end. If you're interested to see our crazy Halloween and all the people, the 2,000 trick-or-treaters, stay tuned for pictures. I'll include some at the end. Also, I am really hoping to continue doing videos more often. And, you know, I always want to come back and see you guys and, you know, tell you what's been going on in the crafting and cross-stitch world. But just a heads up, my mom is not doing well. I don't want to go into it right now because last week was pretty rough on me, and I don't want to like get all upset in my video. So anyway, she's not doing great. We did get some promising news though. So we're really hoping that things can turn up for her and maybe she can get a little bit better before she starts declining even more. So if for some reason you don't hear from me in a couple of months, maybe she's not doing that well, my husband and I are going to keep trying to go over there as much as possible to give her husband a break, let him get to the store, or we'll run to the store for him. But my mom, she can't be left alone anymore. So we're going to be going over there at least once or twice a week. And that's, you know, we're going to be busy with that. If you don't hear from me within a couple of months, the holidays are coming, it's going to be busy, but I do plan on doing a Christmas YouTube. Stay tuned for that. I will do one, but if for some reason I drop off for a while, I will be back. Don't worry. It's just that things are getting a little bit hard with my mom. And November 25th, the Monday, I think it's the 25th, the Monday before Thanksgiving, I have another surgery. So I will really be dropping off probably for a couple of weeks because it is going to go, they are going higher up into the arm and they're going into the shoulder. So I'm going to be completely immobile on the right side, which is really hard. That's my dominant hand. Thankfully, I can do a lot with my left, but not a lot. I'll be able to stitch, but showing things and holding things up, I'll be back. Maybe I'll have my husband with me and maybe you guys can meet him and he can hold things up for me. That would be fun. So I'll be back. It'll be a couple weeks after the surgery at the end of November. And then if for some reason you just don't see me for a couple months, then maybe things with my mom aren't going that great. But we did get that promising news. So we're thinking positive. We're really happy about some positive news. So anyway, don't forget, a couple things, don't forget. Send me pictures of your mat. If you have a cross-stitch mat that you have taken to a retreat, I'm going to do a separate video on that. That will be easy for me to do from my bed. And from my recovery, I can put a video together and show you guys pictures of other people's mats and sizes just for the fun of it and see what other kind of mats people have brought to a cross-stitch retreat. These mats sit in front of you and you put all your projects and your scissors and stuff on your little mat. It's almost like it's your little space. So send me a message on email, Stacer, STACER number 5 at AOL.com. And put in for the giveaways. You're more than welcome to put in for all of them. Just put in for, you know, one comment. And I think that's it. Stay tuned for pictures. I've got a few pictures at the end of this video. Thanks everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye everyone. It's hard to see. It's so bright.
sir. Good job, bud. Okay.
Go, baby. Hey. Yeah. Yeah, we're about to go back. Okay, girl. Yeah. Trick or treat. Okay. I'm trying. Hi.
There's our pumpkins. Trick or treat. That's my favorite right here.